What's going on, guys? We are back once again, and we are going to be reviewing Mayans, the last season, episode 8. So if you guys have not seen it as of yet, I do recommend you click off the video before any kind of spoilers. Once again, I know I'm a little bit late to this video, but hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the review. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the reviews. But let's go ahead and get right into this. So I'm kind of going to go like I normally do, character by character, because a lot happened in this episode. Now, I will say one of the main things that happened in this episode was it was a little bit more of a slower pace. Some of it started going kind of quick at certain times within the parts of the episode. Now, there are things that I was right about in this episode, which I'm going to get into a little later on. But overall, the entirety of this episode is pretty much playing cleanup. And when I say that, it means that we finally get to see the funeral that everyone has, that we've been seeing, in the trailer. And the funeral is for Creeper. Everyone knows about it. And Easy is keeping his mouth shut about it. Easy really didn't talk a lot in this episode. Basically, what we saw is him, pretty much him going through his training. Then he goes and takes a cold bath, gets out of it, does his training exercises. And we even see, his girl getting bugged by the dog. Now, I'm going to get into that here also in a second. Now, he goes and the Grim Bastards, they go to him because there was 2 bodies of the Mayans on their doorstep, and they're assuming, it was the sons, because 2 of Santa Padre's guys decided to go ahead and dump them there, and obviously wearing sons covers, because again, they're trying to make sure that they're trying to blame the sons for this. So now the Grim Bastards are going to be working with the not the sons, but the Mayans to take on the sons, and this is what Easy wanted. And now we see where later on in the episode they go through the funeral for Creeper. His sister shows up, having to bring up different things about him, as well as even the one that he was with showed up. And Easy apologizes to everyone about what happened, about not being there for Creeper and feeling like it's his fault. Pretty much being honest, but only giving half the truth. And then he goes and lays down, and the one he's with, obviously, telling him, well, you talked to me, and saying that you're losing me. And obviously, he just may. And the theory I have on this is the way it's kind of going, it will not shock me if she ends up pregnant with Easy's child. It really will not shock me. Just by the way the tone's kind of setting and the way she's kind of acting, it will not shock me if she ends up pregnant. So that I may be right on. Now, one other thing I was right on is Letty. Letty was working with Isaac. She leaves the area of the Broken Saints, goes to Isaac's, and tries to get Hope back. He pretty much gives her this whole crap again like he normally does, and he pretty much tells her that, no, you're not going to get her back because you didn't really do what I wanted you to do. And then finally, we see what's crazy is she even goes back to go get her. And what happens is she storms the HQ of Isaac when he's not there, and the one that's his VP's there with Hope, giving her food. And she is eating food. Lady comes in, having someone hostage. And then as soon as this happens, you see where she just goes, oh, wow, this is what's crazy. And he helps him escape, shoots the 2 girls, and then shoots himself, basically stating, hey, I'm going to cover for you. And what's crazy is Hope and Letty, they leave, and Hope just has a meltdown because Isaac was trying to get her to become a junkie again. It didn't work. Then apparently what happened was she was like, okay, well, we'll get a hold of Coco. He'll help us, and then we'll have new jobs, we'll have new identities. And Hope's saying, no, he'll always find us. He'll always find us. And she tells her to stop the car, and what happens is she gets out, she starts talking to Letty. And just by the tone, I kind of had a feeling what she was thinking, but I did not know for sure. And she tells her that she has to let her go. You can finally be free. I love you. Thank you for everything you did for me. and she steps out in incoming traffic, gets killed by a truck. And now Hope's dead. And Letty is beyond distraught. Now, another thing. Angel is still dealing with whatever's going on with Louisa. We don't know he doesn't know exactly what happened. He doesn't really get shown too much. He tries to go home at the end of Creeper's funeral, and he just can't stay there. So he goes to his dad's, and his dad's going to let him stay there for however long he needs to, along with his son. Another thing we saw. We actually saw Miguel show up to his actual father's house, and wanted some type. I don't know exactly what he was trying to get. I guess he was trying to basically state that you call my father a bastard, but how are you any better when you gave me up pretty much to be raised by another person? And he's asking for forgiveness, but obviously Miguel's not going to give it to him. He's going to give it to the one that raised him, and that's pretty much the basic of it, of how, you know, both guys were raised in the same village, and one raised Miguel, one didn't, and that's how it goes. And then another thing we saw is Gilly's going through some PTSD, very, very heavy PTSD. We didn't see nothing. He gets into a fight with his buddy that is the surrogate father to his actual son. They get into it, and he actually beats the crap out of him, and then he takes him. I wasn't sure if it was AA or if it was for American veterans to help talk about their tours to help him deal with their PTSD, because Gilly's saying he can't do it, so he's telling his friend to do it, obviously for his son, because someone needs to be better and needs to be there for his son. And when he does return after Creeper's funeral, he has a talk with his ex and his son. They're leaving his house. In her mind, they've overstayed their welcome, and she can't stay there no more. And she basically tells him that you need to figure stuff out, and that he says, I'm too far gone. And she says, only if you allow it to be. So we don't know exactly how much further that's going to go, but we did have a hell of a return for Alvarez. Alvarez goes on a hunt. Once he finds out that his friend's been murdered, and he's thinking that the Sons did it, he goes out looking for war. He goes to the Sons, and he actually pulls a gun on Quinn. If you guys remember Quinn, he was on Sons in the last couple seasons, and I didn't recognize him until I actually looked up to see, because I know he looked familiar. And Quinn basically told him that it wasn't us, look in your own backyard. The Reyes brothers killed Happy, and you're going to basically need to figure it out. And he basically told him, if y'all want to kill each other, go the hell ahead. And at the end of the episode, he's burning his patch. So don't know exactly if it was his patch or his buddy's patch. I got this weird feeling it was his, because of everything that's happened with the Mayans as a whole. I think it's happened as a whole. And then also, we see where they're having the funeral and also having the remembrance of Creeper. Taza actually shows up, and he was going to sneak back out to leave. Him and Bishop have a talk, and he pretty much tells him that if you're going to leave, then why leave if you are going through hell? You might as well go through it with your friends. So Taza may stick around a little bit longer, and then we see one of the other ones in the prospect try to go to the Broken Saints. They make jokes back and forth, and then they try to go get gas, and they're both kind of like, okay, who's going to get gas? If neither one of us does it, then you're going to leave and try to go to the Broken Saints, or I will. So neither one of them goes and gets gas, and the one hits the prospect in the face, and they run out of gas, and then they see an explosion going on from the Broken Saints, and we don't know how many members have been killed. All we know is that it's been blown up. Now, as of right now, that's how the episode ends. From everything I'm seeing from rumors, I think there's about 2-3 more episodes left of the season, which is too short in my opinion. I don't know. I'm kind of wondering how this is going to happen, guys. I mean, I'm really curious on how this season is going to end, but I don't know if it's going to end on a high note or if it's going to end on a low note. But I think honestly, who blew up the lab? I think it was Letty. I think she did it out of anger. I think she did it to maybe prove to Isaac for a point that she's willing to do the craziness. Again, she has no love for the Mayans as of right now. Obviously, with what happened to Coco, all we can wait to see is who actually blew it up and the reason why, and go from there. But like I said, I think it was Letty who blew up the lab. I think Easy's girl's pregnant. I think it's going to come out at some point, like I've been saying with Easy, and among other things. So, guys, what are your thoughts about this episode? What is your overall predictions of the upcoming episodes? How many episodes do you think is left? Do you think there's actually 2 more episodes left, like I believe there is, or do you think there maybe could be more? What do you think is going to happen? Let me know down in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you guys did, leave a like, share the video, comment down below what you guys thought about the episode. What are your predictions about the future of the future Minds episodes? And I'll see you as always on the next one.